you, sir.
Let's get dressed again here. Hey, look what you did.
What did I do? What happened?
On cue.
On cue.
Okay, hey, I'm Jeff Griffiths. This is Jim Ottmer from Salvajor. Jim, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, I got to tell you, this is one of my very favorite pieces of equipment we rep. I love them all. The thing I like about this one is that it's super unique. It makes every operation more profitable. It makes them faster. It makes them smoother, and it makes them more attractive to returning customers, right? Jim's going to take us through Salvajor's collector. Tug actually just inadvertently showed you one of the great features. You're going to show us again? When Tug does all the dishes around here, he walks up. When he's operating the collector, it senses he's there, on comes the water. When he's done, walks away, hopefully washes his hands before he goes back to cooking. Yeah, he's saying yes.
All right.
And it stops automatically. Jim, take us through it, please. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me. Thanks for tuning in again. But yeah, Tug was showing the operator sensor, and that just mounts underneath here. What that's doing is sensing if somebody's actually scrapping. So if you're working, Salvajor's working with you. Wanted to show you a couple of items on just kind of how it works. I'm going to try not to actuate the water, but there's the plume of water here. We're only using 2 gallons of water per minute. And I just wanted to show you some of the important features so you understand how this works. This basin, it has a, it's just been molded. It has no moving parts, no magnets, anything like that. But it captures like flatware and ramekins and other items that have a tendency to disappear or get thrown away and cost operators a lot of money to replace. So a real simple piece of the equipment that really shows and delivers some savings for you. Now, this is kind of the important part of it. This is the basket, and the basket is where the food waste will end up after it goes through the scrap basin. So your insoluble food waste, some of the some of the vegetables or carrots and things like that, will be held in here. But all of the soluble food waste, like the gravies, the sauces, the pastas, all these other things are washed away. So in a typical operation, you're looking at a reduction of about 53% in food waste. So when we're looking at like a hospital operation, just for example, we're right at 53%. So we're minimizing the amount of carting fees that an operator has, less trash pickups, less labor, taking trash out to the dumpster, very, very important things. We're putting 750 football stadiums of food waste into landfills in the United States alone.
Oh, wow.
I think it takes 77 years or something like that for a head of cabbage to dissipate and go away. Our friends at Waste Management have talked about how capturing that methane is much tougher at a landfill than it could be in other infrastructure that we have. So I just wanted to kind of let you know it's a green option for composting and things like that. It's a great solution. When we're washing away all that soluble food waste, we're getting rid of odor. We're making it better so you can deliver this to pig farmers, or they can come pick it up, or it can be composted. You're also minimizing the amount of varmints and pests that'll be outside by your dumpster. So really wanted to kind of let you know some of the issues with food waste and how this is an answer. It's also an answer for those areas where you can't have a garbage disposer. Okay. And where in municipalities where you can't use garbage disposers, this is the solution. It's a solids interceptor. Okay. So when you have a solids interceptor in your kitchen, you can kind of count that towards this, but it's doing a great job of getting the food waste out of your operation. Now, the real savings, we're using very little in water and electric to operate. But what we're doing is we're basically turbocharging your dish room. If you're spending tens of thousands of dollars on a dish machine or a dish room renovation or building a dish room, you need one of these systems in front of that dish machine because you can scrap with 2 hands. Today, we use so much less water in a dish machine. We went from 400 gallons of water to 100 gallons of water. Well, now what we're doing is we're having to get dishes better scrapped and cleaner before they go into the dish machine. This is the solution. Two-handed scrapping is 2 to 3 times faster, and it's 2 to 3 times more effective at getting rid of food waste. So minimizing rejects is another important thing to kind of keep in mind. Rejects are expensive. It's more water, it's more heating of water, it's more chemicals, and it's more labor. So the more of that we can minimize for the operator, the more money they're going to make. Labor isn't getting cheaper. $15 an hour to scrap dishes is expensive.
It is.
Okay. Water, chemicals, it's not getting cheaper.
Yeah.
So getting rid of the rejects is a big, big thing. So the other thing that I kind of wanted to make you aware of with the scrapping and with the system in Texas here, there is a municipality, Austin, Texas. They want these units to be operating at 1 gallon per minute. We can and will modulate those down to 1 gallon per minute for you. There's no extra cost, but these are engineered and they are much more effective at that standard 2 gallons per minute.
Yeah.
So we're doing a great job there, using very little to get rid of a lot of food waste.
Yep.
Right. When you're designing or when you're going to have this piece of equipment, make sure, since there's a plume here, we want to have room for a dish rack between the end of the unit and the front of the dish machine. That way you won't interfere with the plume. This top in here will also allow you to have wares in the top, and the water, as this goes through at about 30 gallons per minute, will actually help scrap the dishes for you. So if you have a high volume operation, you can kind of use that water to kind of help scrap. Sorry, I'm going a little bit over here, but
You're good.
please let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help you, and we have product on hand and ready to ship. So keep that in mind.
Show you a couple things real quick. Thank you, Jim. So if I'm here operating, right? Jim mentioned something that's very important. If we just have room for 1 rack extra here, and then the dish machine is here, that saves this operator a bunch of steps, right? So I can have this dish, stick with me here. If I have 2 hands, instead of having to grab a nozzle, rub, squeeze, all these movements, I'm just basically have a stack of dishes down in here. I'm grabbing one, wipe, rack, wipe, rack, wipe, rack, push. Then I can either grab my next rack here or my next rack here, put it there, back to wipe, rack, wipe, rack, wipe, rack, push. It triples the speed of this person. So if you're doing a dish machine with 200 racks per hour, and I can do only 80 racks of scrapping, what good is that, right? This makes me much closer in production to the dish machine. That way you use less water, use less chemicals, and of course, it's a huge labor saver. And as Jim said, no reruns, because we don't have rejects, dirty dishes on the other end of the dish machine. Cool? Mr. Ottmer, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. And thanks for taking a look.
That's 9 of these. Awesome job.